Hey there, toy collector friends and Doctor Who fans alike. Welcome back to the channel. I am the time-travelling toy collector, and this is the latest entry into my series of videos looking at the Doctor Who The Collection range, which is the limited edition Doctor Who repackaging of classic Doctor Who seasons. And it's something I'm doing pretty much on a monthly basis now. Pending new releases coming out. We've got around halfway through the series that's been released, so there's about the same to be re-released, and it's really just a walkthrough of what you get with the limited edition packaging, because it is in of itself, frankly, a very collectible piece. And I think it's, you know, we've seen some discussions and some views, which I fully appreciate, where people are saying, well, yeah, it's just us being asked to pay twice for something, or three times in some cases, for stuff we've already got. And in many cases that is true. So if you've already got some of the stuff on VHS, if you're me, or you've already got some of the stuff on DVDs, then yeah, this is the third time around. But what a third time around it is. The quality of the packaging is immense. The upscaling of the picture on the content is immense. And the new features which you get, which aren't included on either of the other previously mentioned physical media, are immense. So all in all, I think it is a different product. And it's a different product that, you know, it's a considered purchase, because they retail around somewhere between, depending on the number of discs, etc., somewhere between 40 to 50 pounds, probably similar in dollars, I'm not sure, but you're getting a lot of bang for your buck, in my opinion. Similarly, excuse me, similarly, for some people, you might have been introduced to Doctor Who through the New Who universe, if you like, starting in 2005, etc., and now or want to revisit some of the classic era, and actually it's too late to get hold of some of those DVDs, etc. So your actual way in is through this wonderful medium of this Blu-ray collection. And I have to say, it is that people talk about it becoming a definitive set, and I really think they do a sterling job with this. So it comes in this little slip, so I'm going to take this slip case off, but it comes in this little slip case. I leave mine on to avoid bumps and damages, etc., around the edges. I've been very fortunate so far that all mine have arrived pretty much in good condition. I do know there are some people online who've not had fortunate experiences with regards to that, which is very disappointing considering the price point. So I do appreciate that, but thank you. That's my watch telling me that I'm welcome. Not sure what for, but I'm very appreciative nevertheless. So we can see here that the standard, the limited edition packaging comes with this slip case, which is very handy to keep it nice and clean and free from scuffs, etc. Hopefully, I'm trying to keep the slip case free from scuffs too, but you can't always manage that. So here is a glance at the back of the packaging. You can see what's included. It's the 3 Doctors through to the Green Death. I won't spoil any of the content. I won't be reviewing the content of the actual discs themselves. Suffice it to say, as I've already mentioned, they are upscaled. I'm really looking forward to what the future holds for this range, because as the technology improves, I think we're going to see some fantastic stuff, particularly with the first and second Doctor eras, where we've so far already got black and white and some of the, you know, the colorized animations. But who knows? I'm just very excited to see what comes next, and we are long overdue an announcement, so I'm really hoping one comes out shortly. So anyway, this will give you an overview of what's on the disc set. So it's, you know, it's quite packed. Again, we get a range of brand new special features, as well as all the things that were previously released on the DVD. So you don't lose anything, and actually get a ton more. And I've mentioned this before, but just for consistency, you also have a consistent spine, which is very nice from a collector point of view. display point of view. And also it takes up so much less space on your shelf than the 4 or 5 or 6 DVDs that you might then need to complete the season. So let's take the slipcase off ever so gently, and I'll put that to one side. So it's just a standard slipcase. There's no secrets to it. So here we have the front illustration, which I think is absolutely lovely. We've got the sonic screwdriver front and center. We've got Daleks, because the Daleks are back. We've got Ogrons, and of course we have Omega appearing in the very first serial of this box set. The spine again with that sort of TARDIS ambiance, grey, sort of pinkish grey. And at the back we have another view of the TARDIS. This time there it is, going inaccurately through the black hole that features in the 3 Doctors. Again, this is a lovely, I mean, you don't need the slipcase. It does display beautifully like this. I just keep the slipcase on for the purposes of making it, you know, as pristine as possible on the shelves. But it's a really, really lovely, dedicated and committed piece of merchandise, because it has a heft to it and a weight to it, and you can really feel the love and attention that's gone into it. Talking of which, let's go inside. So as ever, we have all of the discs, and the discs are picture discs. They've all got nice illustrations from the stories that they represent, and that's absolutely beautiful. We also have, so I'm just going to reposition this slightly, as I'm prone to do. We also have, as is almost tradition, dare I say, some TARDIS-based artwork on the interior. Now, again, this is a lovely design piece here that the people behind this set and all the sets so far have come up with. So to access the additional information about the set, you have a Velcro panel here, which allows you to open it. So in essence, it sort of falls across the middle of the TARDIS, so it's the doors. We can suspend our disbelief. And there we have a lovely additional piece of art with the 3rd Doctor, Joe Grant, and Omega, one of the Gel Guards, as they appear in, again, the opening story, which is also allegedly the 10th anniversary. We won't go into the timey-wiminess of that, but the 10th anniversary, which is the 3 Doctors. You then open this up, and there, of course, is the booklet for this box set, which we'll pop down here for a second, and a lovely interior shot of the 3rd Doctor's TARDIS. There we also have the device that will be used in the 3 Doctors, and if you've not noticed it, up here we have the ponderous face of the 1st Doctor, as played by William Hartnell, making a cameo appearance in the artwork, and I think that's absolutely gorgeous. But you probably knew that already. So here we have the booklet. I'm not going to go through the entirety of the booklet with you. Suffice to say that, as ever, it is rammed full of really interesting information. That includes information about each of the serials. There's artwork, there's behind the scenes photos, there's actual stills, there's publicity information. There's a lot in this, and there's a lot that's packed into this. So I know sometimes I include myself in this, I can be quite dismissive of some of the magazines and things that we get, or the leaflets that get rammed into stuff. But I think there's an awful lot of love, is the only word I can use, love, that goes into the preparation and the release of these things. And look at this. Not that size matters, but, you know, there's 27 pages here. They didn't need to give us 27 pages of a booklet. They could have just given us like a little fold-out thing. They could have given us hardly anything. It could all have been on the back of the slipcase, to be perfectly honest. And if we are perfectly honest, that's what we get in some things nowadays. Even steel books, very rarely do you get anything decent inside. So this shows you the level of quality and attention and care that is presented alongside this set. And there's the 3rd Doctor, John Pertwee, in a publicity still that would have been released around the time of this set for him to sign. It's blank for autograph purposes. But I think, you know, it's a real treasure trove of, as I say, the booklet, images, the discs, brand new documentaries, brand new behind the scenes features, brand new other features, something I really enjoy. And sometimes if I'm feeling like I want to watch an episode of something, I'll just watch this instead because it's added value, which is the behind the sofa feature. The behind the sofa feature is 2 or 3 Doctor Who alumni watching a series from the box set and giving their, it's not exactly a commentary, because mostly they either haven't seen it before or one of them may have been in it, but generally speaking it's people experiencing it for the first time and giving their views and opinions along the way, and it's actually brilliant fun and I really enjoy them. So there you go. So if you've not watched the behind the scenes feature, the behind the sofa features across the set, do. I really urge you to, because I think they're great fun. Some of them are more fun than others because some people are more fun than others. That's just life. But I really enjoy it. So yeah, so that fits nicely in there. We can then close these inside flaps down and say goodbye to William Hartnell, giving his final appearance on screen as new material as the first Doctor. Of course, he does appear at the very beginning of the 5 Doctors, only then to be replaced by someone else, but we might talk about that when we get to the that particular set when it's released. But yeah, so here we have ultimately that Jon Pertwee season 10, marking 10 years, give or take, of Doctor Who, blazing well into its colour era, and doing some fantastic stuff for its time. And I think this going into the Tom Baker era, it was a golden age of television, not just around Doctor Who. I think it was a golden age of television for all things, because we were seeing things for the first time. Television was still relatively new, and I think what we saw in terms of 1970s, 1980s, particularly 1960s, 1970s, but also 1980s a bit, was a lot of experimental stuff, new techniques being developed, new approaches to storytelling, and I think it was a really exciting time to be watching TV. And it's no wonder that these things spawned so much merchandise and toys and so on and so forth, because they really latch on to that sense of inventiveness and creativeness and imagination that actually some of the toys that we've seen and we've looked at, and I collect certainly now, really evoke and really represent. So yeah, I'm so here for the Doctor Who The Collection, because it's just a gift that keeps on giving. And as I said at the very start of this, I understand that some people are saying, but it's quite an expensive collection if you've already got everything. And you're not wrong, but equally, you're not obliged to buy it. You know, I do see some people online saying, you've got to buy the sets, because then they'll know they've got to make them, and then they've got to make the animations, and they've got to do this, they haven't got to do anything really, you know, but it makes good business sense for them to carry on, because I think there's enough people who are buying these, so don't feel you have to buy them. And if you really can't afford them, then don't be buying them. You know, there are more important things in life to buy. But if you are in a fortunate position where you can buy them, I think they're a real investment. I think they will hold their value, and if you look online, you will see some of them are ridiculously overpriced now on secondary markets, because hey, it's a limited edition. If you go down the limited edition route and you're true to that, which I know not everyone is, but if you're true to that, then yeah, these things start to have increasing value, particularly if they're in good condition. So always keep that slipcase to hand, which, just to remind you, goes along like that. There we go. Lovely slipcase, lovely Doctor Who collection. Does it deserve a slot on your shelf? Well, I can only say yes. I really think this is brilliant, and on my shelf thanks me for it because of the reduced space, as I've mentioned before, so it really helps. But yeah, if you haven't got it and you want it, try out online retailers such as Amazon, for example. There are others, HMV, Zavi, there's a few, and they might have them. Always try those sort of things first before you start looking at things like online auction sites, because there you will find people who are probably trying to ease up the cost, the price, through bidding or whatever else. So do try and see if you can locate it first. But these things will start to become less and less available, and will certainly, as I say, I think certainly will hold their value because of the quality of the build of the physical media. I know streaming is fantastic and the ultimate space saver, but there's a lot to be said for having something you can hold, something you can look at, something you can read. I'm a huge, as obviously you can tell, a huge fan of physical media. So this one gets all the stars from me, and as does most of the range so far. So thank you for spending the last quarter of an hour or so with me. I very much appreciate there's other things you could be doing, and I never take it for granted. It's a huge privilege. If you wouldn't mind liking the video, that would be also great, and also a subscription to the channel. It costs you nothing to click. In fact, it's a small click for you, but a gigantic click for me and for the channel. It really, really helps. And it really, really shows me that there are people out there watching this. So, wow. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you're enjoying the Doctor Who The Collection yourself. There are, of course, the standard edition versions of these that are releasing a little after the limited edition because demand's been so high. A lot of people have missed out. So if you're picking it up that way, let me know if you're happy with that. Let me know if you've got let me know what your hopes are for the future of the range. Oh, one other thing I will just say. It's come up a few times about whether or not the logo is going to be retained as we enter into a new era of Doctor Who on TV. I haven't seen this information, but apparently returning producer Russell T Davies has said somewhere that the logo for the collection will not change, certainly not on the packaging, so it will remain consistent throughout the entirety of all the seasons that we will be getting. So if that is true, I think that's fantastic, because all too often, as collectors will be aware, we suffer from inconsistent spines in some merchandise, and few things are as annoying as that. Right, sorry, that was a little coda to the video. Thanks for sticking around. Take care. I've mentioned about subscribing. Have you done it? Takes you seconds. I've mentioned about liking. Really appreciate it if you've done it. If not, just do it before you leave. Other than that, thanks very much. I've been the Time Travelling Toy Collector. This has been Doctor Who The Collection, Season 10. And I look very much forward to seeing you in a future video. It just remains for me to say that a thing of beauty, which this most definitely is, really is a toy forever. Bye-bye for now.